Hey YouTube, welcome to the video on knowledge management. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to leverage your knowledge management system to create projects like books, articles, or even YouTube videos. Let's take a look. Once upon a time, there was a scholar who created 70 books, 400 articles, and thousands of manuscripts during his lifetime. This is an insane amount of creative output. He, however, was not made popular for his writing, but the system with which he was able to create so much. This man was called Niklas Luhmann, and the system he created was coined Zettelkasten, or Slipbox in German. In this video, we'll be taking a look at how you can use the Zettelkasten system to get started on creative projects. The Zettelkasten system is basically a note-taking system in which you can extract, distill, and then connect different ideas together to ultimately expand your knowledge. If you want to see how the system works, go check my previous videos out. I've created a playlist of knowledge management. In this video, we'll be focusing on how to use that Zettelkasten system or those workflows to assist you in creative projects. When you're starting out on your second brain, you want to be creating these permanent notes or atomic notes and just start populating your system. This helps build a routine by keeping the workflow simple. I have a video on how to get started if you're just getting started on your journey. Link up in the corner. Once you've built your routine and you have some notes in your system, you can start exploring and begin building outlines for your creative projects. These projects can be in the form of books, articles, blog posts, or even term papers. I personally write YouTube scripts, and I'm also exploring other forms of written content. That said, you don't have to be writing to publish, but it's highly recommended, and I'll show you why later in the video. When writing, you want to be exploring and ultimately trying to answer specific questions. This is clear if you have been given an assignment or you already have a research problem in your field. If, however, you're not giving this research question, you can just follow your interests and start by exploring your notes for ideas that spark your curiosity and inspire you. Let's say you've been reading books and articles on motivation and have been creating notes in your second brain from these sources. You have created a connection between the notes to further enrich the theories presented in the materials. You want to use that knowledge and put it into practice at work, for example, or then just share the ideas in a blog post. You could come up with a research question like, what tactics and strategies could I use to motivate my team? If you're finding this video useful or interesting, consider clicking the like button below. It helps the channel out quite a bit. Next, we'll take a look how you can start building that outline for your creative project. Start by creating an outline page for the project. Explore your permanent notes using keyword search or the graph view. Since my notes are connected, I end up going down or up link trees that take me deeper into the vault of ideas. Bring your links to the project page, add a few footnotes right away to create a better visual context. In the footnotes, ask yourself, why did you pick this note specifically? How does it fit in with what you're trying to answer? As your notes are written in your own words and context, you can use the notes directly in the piece of writing. This makes the process of building an outline for your project much easier and fun. If you have map of contents or mocks or indices of some kind in your Zettelkasten, you've already created a collection of ideas that makes it even easier to bring over to your project. More on mocks in a later video. Once you've created an outline with the links to the permanent notes that might be useful in your writing, you can start the writing process. There are a few methods to do this depending on what you already have and how much further research is needed. Open up your links and start extracting or even copy-pasting your permanent notes into the project. Most of the time, I have to adjust the ideas in the context of the story. When writing, you might encounter some holes in your knowledge, and this is where you might require further research. The short knowledge cycle is a concept borrowed from the great blog post by Christian Tietze on zettelkasten.de, which is a great resource for Zettelkasten workflows and ideas. Go check it out and link in the description. I brought up the short knowledge cycle in a previous video. It's basically a useful method for researching materials by going through the whole Zettelkasten workflow in a single session. So it could look something like this. Research and read for an hour. Write up the literature notes, integrate the ideas as permanent notes into your system, and then create connections. Bring those ideas into your project. Instead of reading the whole article a book at a time, You just limit the time spent on researching and reading, and then extract the knowledge in smaller, more manageable pieces. This makes it more engaging, and you're able to stick to the context better. The great thing about this system is you can work on multiple projects at the same time. Let's say you have read a book on Stoicism, you get inspired to explore how to deal with anxiety, and create a project called My Guide to Dealing with Anxiety. You extract the ideas according to your workflow and bring them to your project. You can now let the project simmer and just move on to reading other stuff and creating other projects. A few weeks or even a few months later, you read an article about reducing anxiety in a psychology blog. You can then bring the ideas presented and improve your arguments in the project. This way you have the ability to chase your curiosities and slowly build up your project with time. When you integrate the project phase into your knowledge management workflow, it gives you another chance to make new associations between your ideas in your second brain. Remember that the Zettelkasten system was originally built to create books and articles. You don't have to become the next big author. You can simply write for yourself. The core of the project phase is it's a tool in your knowledge management toolbox to fill in the gaps of understanding and really incubate ideas that you have in your system. However, publishing your content has its benefits. Like, for example, it gives you feedback on your thinking, as sharing your ideas and knowledge with others provides new value to your ideas and also strengthens the arguments that you have created. You become a better learner and possibly also contribute to the knowledge of other people. This is so much more rewarding than actually hoarding your own notes in your system. I also find it's good for motivation. Having a writing or a creative project in your workflow provides a source of fuel for your note-taking practice. If you found this video useful or interesting, click the like button below or consider subscribing for more knowledge management content in the future. And I want to give a big thank you to all my subscribers. It's been an amazing journey so far, and I'm looking forward to create new content in the future. Take care and stay safe. Bye.